Before we start today's video, I always get the question from you guys on how you can join my Minecraft Pocket Edition realm. As of this week, I'm going to be streaming realms over on Beam. All you need to do is follow me on Beam. Check out the link at the top description, which will be beam.pro/ECKOSOLDIER. And the first 5,000 followers will be in with a chance of joining my realm. Also, if you're active in my Beam streams, I'll be adding you live. So yeah, it's going to be fun. You're all welcome. I hope to see you there. Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Echo. Welcome back today to a Minecraft Pocket Edition command blocks tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about the newly introduced command block and the newly introduced commands. Before we get into this, let me tell you that command blocks on Minecraft Pocket Edition are going to be the next evolution. These are going to be fantastic for map creators and even better for servers. Now I've come to the conclusion that there'll be three types of people when it comes to Minecraft Pocket Edition commands. There'll be the person who knows nothing about command blocks or commands. There'll be the person, which is the majority of the community, who know about command blocks but don't fully understand how they work. And there'll be the command block pro. If you're any of the last two, feel free to skip ahead to where I get into the more exciting commands and how they work, because some great things were introduced. If you're new, feel free to watch from the beginning. So the first thing I need to teach you is how to obtain a command block. And to do that, we go /give @p, which stands for @player, command_block. Now you can give yourself multiple, okay? So if you want to give yourself multiple blocks, at the end of command_block, do a space and a number 1 to 64. As you guys can see, it gave me 1, so technically I've got 2. Now the map I'm using was created by Assassinator. You can check it out for yourself in description. It just explains the very basic of command blocks. I've also introduced the additional new commands and some pretty fun stuff, such as particles, on-screen text, etc. Now, a lot of people get confused about command blocks. So in Minecraft, this has been the specific command block for a very long time. Give or take, the texture has changed over a period of time. The introduction of animations and the introduction of an arrow locator, which is really good for huge command creations. Now you'll notice in my hand, I've got the ordinary command block, which just says command block. We have this, which is the repeating command block, and we also have this being the chain command block. Now this one is just a minecart with command block, which the texture looks pretty awesome. However, using this command block, which is the main command block, we can also obtain the other two presets, which are chain and which are repeat. Different colors used for different things. The repeat command block is used for repeating a specific command. So meaning that the chat will spam over and over and over and over and over again. You'll see it in today's video. The chain is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's a chain command, which is normally used in like long rows. So you normally use this in like long rows, linked to normally an impulse or linked to a repeat one. Now, this map, guys, literally dumbs it down for you. I'm going to try and not read the signs that much and explain in my great detail what I mean. So we're going to start with the very basics. And it says here on the signs that I'm only going to read in this video, this is the command block, click on it. If you haven't used it ever, it might seem complex. In this tutorial, we'll go through the basics of the command block. Not so much commands. If you're looking for commands, skip ahead like I did say. So I've messed around with this previously, and I'm just going to simply get rid of this and show you that nothing is on this command block. It's just exactly like the one I'm carrying in my hand. Now clicking on this, again, it looks a little bit confusing. The hover note is a newly introduced feature as well. It was introduced to Minecraft PC around 1.9, I believe. And this is used for naming the specific commands. So let me explain to you, when it comes to command creations, people don't just use 1 or 2 commands. They use hundreds and thousands. So naming them is really useful. So that's why I named this one, for example, the stone one. Maybe we could have used this one for the /give. And then it could be like @p. And then it could be like stone and then like 64. Now, you'll notice that I've done /give. You don't have to do the / in the command. I'm used to it, so I normally do it sometimes by habit, but you don't have to do the /. It can just be give @p stone 64. And if I hit plus and I give myself a button real quick, which yes, we're typing in but again, but you guys noticed that in the other day. Let's just quickly crouch, tap on this, and then hit this. And as you guys can see, it's giving me 64, and you'll notice that it says 64 right there. So that's just a very, very basic example. The other things you need to know about this is the conditional and unconditional. Now, the unconditional is normally linked when the specific command is linking to another command when it's activated by redstone. Now, by default, the majority of people will use unconditional. When it comes to the redstone section, which is always active or needs redstone, so when it needs redstone, it needs something such as a button for it to work. So as you guys can see, it only works when we hit the button. If we change this to always active, then it's going to be an always active command, which I kind of don't want to mess around with right now, because this world's going to be very laggy as we go along. So you can change it to needs redstone or always active, that's up to you. Of course, this is where you type in your command, so it could be like, hello, that's where you type in your command, and the previous output, you can enable it or disable it. Normally enable it because it will show you if the command has a syntax error, if it worked or if it didn't work, and then at the bottom, it just shows you the very, very basic presets. By the way, as for the @P, @R, @E, @A, it comes with very basic text and explains to you how that works, so I really don't have to explain to you. So again, I'm talking about the @E. So @E stands for @all entities, @A, all players, @R, target random, @P for @the nearest player. So the person who normally activates this. Now I'm going to skip ahead through these because I've just explained to you everything about these in one specific thing. Now you'll notice this one here is set to conditional. Now when it's set to conditional, it'll have like an indented arrow. So if we change this to unconditional, as you'll notice there, it's like a full arrow, not inverted or indented. Remember that? That's how you can tell like unconditional to a conditional. And something else I've done is over here is just for an example is I've named this one as hello YouTube, just to say hello to you guys. Again, going a little bit further, we're going to get into the more complex thing. So again, when it comes to what I explained before, you don't have to do the / say. We can do / say hi, and when I activate this right now, it says hi, or we can change it to say hi. And it's going to say hi the exact same way. As you can see, it still says hi. Doesn't really matter, / or no /. It's just a lot of people do it by default. And this one here, I know we don't really need to understand that one. Now we get into the more interesting things when it comes to like multiple command blocks. Now, all the commands that you can type in a command block, you can type in chat. So like, for example, you can type all of these commands, but instead of doing them over and over and over again, if you put them in a command block, you can easily activate it. So as you all know, in Minecraft, it always starts to rain, okay, especially in a flat world. Now, instead of you typing in / toggle downfall, you can just go to the specific location that you set up the command and change it to clear. So we tap this. As you'll notice, the weather is clearing, and it's just so much easier, especially on a device such as your iPhone, your iPad, to just tap a button rather than opening a menu and doing / toggle downfall 1000 ticks. And if you really wanted to, you can even set it to thunder and lightning. If you guys are trying to get yourself a skeleton horse, you can do this as well. And again, it just explains very basic details, and that was very, very close lightning. But for now, we're going to disable that because rain becomes very, very loud. Now on this one, this has been set up to use, to spawn in different blocks. Now, I've changed this before, so I'm going to change this back to gold _ block. That's not how you spell block. Block. Okay, so this one says here, he will use the command fill to fill the wanted area. Now again, you can use this with / fill, but again, so much easier to tap a button like this, and it fills up that like that. Now you can get rid of this. As you guys can see, you can get rid of it. Or you can give yourself some gold blocks. Now again, this is just all used with the fill command and the coordinate location. I've tried to enable the coordinate add-on with some specific commands. Now, it does work, but with some commands, it doesn't like it. With this specific command, the coordinate add-on does work. So if you're trying to find a location, all you'd have to do is back out the game, go into settings, and of course, as you'll notice here, I've got the next level add-on, but I can't enable it in-game. So of course, you have to back out to enable the coordinates add-on, which will tell you the specific coordinates of things you want to do. Now, I can change this. So if I wanted to change this, I could change this to diamond. So diamond _ block. And you'll notice when I clear this and then re-enable it, it's set to diamond block. So the fill command is really useful. Again, very, very great addition. Now we're going to start to learn how to use multiple commands at once, especially when we get to this one over here, which I think is going to be number 12. Now, starting with number 10 here, this just explains what I explained earlier, the unconditional and the conditional, but I'll read it from his perspective. It says, in the condition menu, there are two choices, conditional and unconditional. I remember choosing unconditional, so it simply gets activated when redstone is sent. So when you activate it yourself. But you can also choose unconditional, where it's only activated when another command is behind it. So you can also, you can also use unconditional. Yeah, so as you guys can see, this is going into this one. So this command is behind this one, linking into this one. So that would go into this one, and this one will go up, and you could make a massive like structure. And I'll show you another example here. So for example, let me see if this will work. Let's crouch and tap this one, and it should have aimed up. It has aimed up. So as you can see, we could now put a command into there, and I could do it again and link the command into let's try this, into this one. So we can make them all link into each other. So kind of like apart from this one needs to go in an angle. So as you guys can see there, like an angle like that. And again, we'll explain this. I know it seems a little bit confusing to explain. And this one here just says, if you look closely, you will see that the texture of the sides of the blocks are not the same. This is the part where you learn about the condition and the conditions of the command block state, how it is activated and in new advanced ways. And that's where this one becomes into use. So these are all linked together. So instead of it just being one command, with this one, because it's linked with redstone on top, it's going to be 3 commands activated at once. Now you don't have to use redstone on top. You don't have to do that. You can for the sake of this tutorial, but you don't have to. So what this is going to do here, let me just clear out my whole entire inventory here. So I've cleared my inventory just to show you how this does work. So what I'm going to do is when I activate this, this is going to give me an iron sword. It's going to give me arrows, and it's going to give me a bow all at the same time just by activating this. So when we hit this, you'll notice it's giving me everything we needed, okay? It's giving me 1 iron sword, it's giving me 64 arrows, and it's giving me 1 bow. And again, you can do this with thousands. You could add so many multiple commands in there as long as they're linking together. All you'd have to do is change this one to an arrow, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. So it's so useful. It's so much better. So I'm going to do that again and show you how it works. Let's just activate this. And you'll see there, it's given us the specific things. We could change this to give us diamond underscore sword. So as you'll see here, when we activate this, it's giving me a diamond sword instead of an iron one. And then this one, all right, this one is a little bit more complicated. So it says, as you can see, the texture of the sides are different. And basically this one explains that like this one's going into the right, this one's going up, this one's going down, this one's going left, and this one is the opposite, and this one is the front. So that's the back, that's the front. Remember that, the square is the back, this is the front. And then we're gonna go into this one, which is really, I like this one a lot. This is kind of where you introduce it with like redstone items, such as the repeaters and stuff. Again, I'm terrible at redstone, so this one's not something I can really explain to you guys, but when we activate this, which is this one, you're going to see that it's going to spawn multiple things at the same time. So it's changing it to iron, gold, what is it, iron, gold, and diamond, and then switches off to clear them all. So I like that one a lot. I think it's really, really useful. I'm just going to break this, otherwise the lag will happen. Let's just use an arrow here. So yeah, you can see that one. So behind, guys, I've created a couple of other things, which are, in fact, let's just break this whole entire thing. Otherwise, it's going to cause too much chaos. There we go. All we need to do is disable one thing. So this one here is where we kind of learn a little bit more about the advanced things, the new type of commands that have been introduced. So let's just clear out my things. /clear at P. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one being the teleport command. So I've activated this one with teleport one. So I found out the coordinates of the location. When I tap this one, as you guys can see, we teleported from that location to this one. And that's going to be good for maps to take you from one location to another. And if I tap it again, it takes me straight back to where we began. And all I did here was teleport at P, 19, 4, and 50, which is the location. So this will work for anyone who taps this. So the at P is the nearest player, so the person who normally taps it. It can be all targets. So if I wanted to set this to at E, we could send all players over there by just tapping this one specific command. But that's when you start to annoy people, when they don't like this one. So just like earlier, this one is an enchant command, and I like this one a lot. So I've linked this up all together to give specific enchantments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a bow. So let's just grab myself a normal bow. And what I'm going to do here is when I activate this, it's going to give me the enchantment Flame, Punch, Power, and Infinity all on one specific bow without me doing anything at all. So you can see that it's giving me multiple things, which is going to be fantastic for the map creators. I love this. I love the fact that we can link this up to redstone and do multiple commands at once. The next one I've got here is in terms of just changing them. So again, I've changed it from the grass block to a gold block. So if I flick this one, it's going to change this specific block to grass. If I flick it again, it's going to change it to gold. And I can even change this to diamond or anything you want. And very, very basic commands just used with command blocks. This one is for the repeat one and the chain. So you can see there that this one says 1, says 2, says 3, says 4, says 5. And they all need to be going in one specific direction, which is linked to this one. And when I tap this, as you guys can see, for as long as it's activated, it's going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in chat, and then 1, etc. As you guys can see, that as much as I hit this one, it's just going to continue to say the same thing, which is where the repeat command comes back into play. Now, the other one I've got here is a particle one. I'm saving this to the end. These two are when it comes to the screen name. Now, these are the title one. This is the title, specific title one that has been introduced. And this is a very, very basic title. So if I tap this, you'll see here that it just pops up on screen saying Echo Soldier, which is me. You can change it to you. If you want to know the command is /title @title Echo Soldier. So as you guys can see there, really, really simple. @A is all players. So it'll pop up on all players' games, whoever's in your game. And this one is more advanced. This one is /title @A times. And as you guys can see in here, we've got the color changes. So of course you can use different colors. So when I tap this one, you'll notice that it comes up on screen saying Echo Soldier. And if I tap it again, it comes up on screen saying Echo Soldier, youtube.com/C/Echo Soldier. And it's just gonna pop up to everyone. Everyone will see this one. So yeah, I love the title commands. So many of you guys have showed me this one already. I absolutely love the title commands. The other one I want to show you guys is, of course, the particles. Now, you have to be really careful with these ones. So this one is particle space heart. Now, when it comes to particle, guys, if I type in /particle, you're going to notice that there is tons and tons of different particles. But for the sake of this one, I'm using the heart one. This one I had to get from you guys because I really don't fully understand this one just yet. So I'm still learning the particle ones. But when we hit this, you're going to notice it comes up with hearts everywhere, which it's pretty much like everywhere in the world, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Oh, it does this for a specific radius, which is so much fun. Like, look at it. It's so much fun. But yeah, that's basically things I wanted to teach you guys about commands. Hopefully you've learned something new. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.